Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As part of Microsoft Power Platforms, we are going to learn Microsoft Power Automate Desktop first, and parallelly we are also going to learn Microsoft Power Automate Cloud, Power BI, Power Apps, SharePoint, OneDrive as well. So as part of Microsoft Power Automate Desktop, we have already covered few concepts like message box, input dialogues, variables, clipboard, files, and in files package we have covered most of the topics. So let's get started, and let me go to Microsoft Power Automate desktop editor, and let me delete the existing things. So we have already covered how to read a CSV file and how to write a CSV file. The similar way you can also try to read a text file, and please try to write a text file. In the same way, here you are going to pass the file. You are going to choose the notepad file to select, read the data. So you can just read the single text value, or you can list of text values you can read, and the value is going to generate file content. You can just try to display the file content. So this is the one way. And second way is the write, not write CSV, we already covered. Write text to file. So here also same, whatever the file you want to write, just select that file path. And text, what text you want to write, here you can pass the variable. If you have any data available in the variable, you can pass that variable, or you can pass some static content. You want to append the content, you can append, and you can override the content, you can override is nothing but the existing content will arise, and whatever the new content you are going to write, that content only will be available. Append is nothing but you'll you can find both the things, existing content and whatever the new content you are going to write, both the content will be available if you use append content. So that is how you can just you know implement the read text file and notepad, read text file and write text file. This is also very important thing. Please practice these two commands and in your flow, and let me know if you face any issues. If required, I'll try to make another video on read text file and write text file as well. So most of the commands we have covered, so please try to practice note these two packages and rename files. So today we are going to learn get file path. So here you can see root path, directory, file name, file name, no extension, file extension. So we are going to learn each and every variable. So whenever if you select a file, let me select any one of the file. So let's say data. So here if you see the file, this path has different parameters. So this is C users, Lenovo downloads them. These all we can consider as a root path and directory. The file name is nothing but data.csv. This is file name. File name, no extension, is nothing but data. So data is only the file name without extension. So file extension is .csv. So let's see. So let's try to read all the parameters of this file actually. So let me save, and let me use message box to display all the parameters of the particular file. Mm, file file properties. Here let me choose the file properties. So dictionary, if you extend this thing, here you can get multiple options available in that particular thing. Under dictionary you can see creation date, when that particular file is created, whether the file is exist or not, that returns the boolean value true or false. So these are all the things are very important things in the real time scenarios. So based on your scenario, let's suppose if you want to check whether the file is exist or not, you can just choose the directory and exist, then it will return the boolean value, the particular file path is available or not, the full name. So if you extend this full name once again, you will get the length. Okay, so let me explain all the real time scenarios where we can utilize these concepts. Okay, uh, so first thing, if file exists or not, this is very important. We need to check whether the file is exist or not. And second thing is length. So the file length should not exceed 255 characters. Microsoft allowed file length should be less than 255 characters. So it is better to check the file length is that the 255 characters or not. So this is how there are many best practices what we can implement in the real time scenario. We are going to cover all the real time scenarios. Okay, so to upper and to lower, so you can also convert that file naming conventions, and you can find the length, and you can convert it to the uppercase letters and to lowercase letters. And the file extension, so if you extend the file extension, file name, and there different parameters are available. So for time being, what I'll do, I'll just select the main properties, that is dictionary, sorry, directory. And then next I'll choose file name is let me choose the file name. Length is, here I'll select the length. So under file name length, I'm going to find the file name length only, length. And I'm going to get another property, that is extension of the file. So let's say extension uh, file extension. So this is how you can get the main properties and sub properties of the file. You can get length, you can convert to uppercase, lowercase, file name, extension, only file name, root directory, parent directory, whether the file is exist or not. This is very important thing to you know check all these conditions in the real time scenarios. So based on the properties, you can perform the real, let's see whether the file, let's suppose if the file is empty, okay, so there is no data, so you no need to proceed further. So these are all the real time concepts we are going to cover. Okay, so let me try to execute this code. So here you can see different properties. This is the path, and the file name is data.csv, and the length is 8, and similar way, and the extension is CSV. So that's how we can find each and every parameter, and these properties are really helpful in the real time scenarios. Okay, so please practice and please try to explore all the properties of the file content. Actually, you can just click on variable, and you can extend all the variables available and the file properties. And you can check whether the file is exist or not, or the root path and the files count, how many files available in that particular folder, and folder count, parent folder name, last modified date. So let's suppose if you select the last modified date. Okay, so here, where did I select the last modified date? So here I have selected the last modified date. So let me try to execute this code. So here you can see this is the last modified date of that particular file. So 25th March it has been created. So this is how you can extract all the real properties. So this is very important concept in Microsoft Power Automate Desktop. Whenever if you are trying to process any input file, you are going to check conditions like whether the file is exist or not. The file is exist or not, if the file length is exceeding 255 characters or not, what is the file name, and what is the extension. Sometimes um, we can we can only proceed with the specific extensions. Okay, and also you can check the length of the file, and you can also check whether the file exists or not. Also you can check the creation date. Suppose you are going to process one file on daily basis. Okay, so today a business or end user is forgot to update the file, latest file. So there what you are trying to do, you are going to check the updated date. So let's suppose if the file is created today, then only you are going to proceed further. Otherwise, based on the creation date, you are going to check that condition. Otherwise you are going to leave that thing. Okay, so here we have already the last modified date, something like that. By using the last modified date, what you are trying to find, whether that file is latest file or not. If that file is latest file, what you are trying to process the uh, process. Yes, you are going to send an email notification to the end user requester, please update the latest file. And you also check the size of the file. So if there is no records in the file, you no need to process. So you no need to open the file and you no need to check. So by using these properties itself, you can check the size of the file. And if the file size is empty, you are not going to proceed further. So these are all the very important things, prerequisites, best practices in a real-time scenarios to handle input files. So please subscribe and don't forget to click on bell icon. That's why you'll be notified whenever I upload a new videos or series on Microsoft Power Automate Desktop. Hope you like this video. That's all for today, guys. So we'll learn folder package in the next series.